Hello Westside Church family, I hope this video finds everyone safe and healthy. I know that this is a very strange and unusual time for everyone. If you've not heard the news, we have decided to cancel all public services here at Westside per the suggestion of the CDC. Last week the CDC had said that all gatherings over 250 people should not gather. They have updated that to no more than 10 people. So we wanted to heed that recommendation and to cancel all services here at Westside. So why are we canceling the services? Is it out of fear? No, we're not canceling services because we're living in fear. Rather, we're canceling services out of love. Our love for God, our love for His Word, and a love for one another. In the Bible, in 1 Peter 2:13 through 15, it says, "Submit yourselves for the Lord's sake to every human authority, whether to the emperor as the supreme authority or to governors who are sent by him to punish those who do wrong and commend those who do right. For it is God's will that by doing good you should silence the ignorant talk of foolish people." So in this instance, we are following our governing authorities and their suggestions on how we can be safe and healthy as a nation. And we are doing this for God's sake, for our witness. Not just our witness for one another, but for our community, that we're taking seriously this health risk and that we care about everybody's health and safety at this time. So we are doing this out of love. So what can you do while we're not meeting together? Well, I'm going to encourage you to do 3 things since we cannot meet together on Sundays. The first thing I encourage you to do this Sunday is worship. That's right, sing songs to God, just like you would do here in this building on a Sunday morning. And did you know that you don't have to come to a building to worship God? Anywhere you are, there the church is. This building is not the church. You are the church, and you can worship God anywhere. So I encourage you to put on some of your favorite worship songs. Take advantage of this time at home to worship God with your favorite musical selections. That is a great way to spend some of your Sunday morning. The second thing I would suggest while you're home and not able to gather publicly is we should do communion in our homes. Nothing is more like the first church than we gather as family and maybe a few friends in our homes and do communion just like the first church did. Now, you don't need unleavened bread for communion. You don't need a special juice either. All you need is bread and juice, and you can do communion there in your home. I've actually selected 3 different scriptures for you to read for communion, just in case we can't meet for the next 3 weeks. These scriptures are 1 Corinthians 11:23 through 26, 1 Corinthians 10:16 through 17, and Luke 22:19 through 20. So that'll give you 3 weeks of readings. So how would you do home communion? Well, I would suggest after you sing some songs to God, gather whoever's there in your home together around the kitchen table and grab a couple pieces of bread and rip those pieces of bread off. If you prefer to pre-cut them, that's fine. And then instead, if you're worried about germs, you don't want everyone drinking juice out of the same cup, all you have to do is take those pieces of bread, dip it in the cup, and eat it. And there you have participated in the act of communion. Now, we've talked about this before. The emblems we use for communion are not what is important. The right heart attitude and the right meaning behind communion is what's really important. So I encourage you, even though we're not getting together, to do communion in the home. The final thing I want to encourage you to do is watch messages online that I am going to post on Sunday mornings. And you can watch them anytime, but if you want there to be a somewhat normal worship time in your house on Sunday morning, you can watch one of my abbreviated messages on either Facebook or also try to have them on our webpage. It's westsidechurchofchrist.com, and you can view those on Sunday morning. Then you can have time to talk about what I've taught on for that week. So as we are not able to gather together, I want to encourage everyone to be safe, and please be praying for one another, and especially if there are people you know that live alone, please be reaching out to them by phone or text message just to check in to make sure they're all right. And until we can meet together again, I want to encourage you to heed the recommendations of our government and to be as safe and healthy as possible.